All right, who were the most important people that contributed to your development, and in what ways were they important to you?
Well, the most important one, of course, would be my mother. Your mother kind of leads you into the way you should go.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's always important to have your mother there. My goodness, as a child, I had 5 brothers. Yeah, they taught me how to play baseball.
Yeah, there you go.
We had a
Yeah, I can-
baseball diamond in our backyard.
Yeah.
And all the neighbor kids came over and played baseball.
Or what did you do after you
No.
got out of school?
I didn't go to college. I didn't even graduate.
No.
I was in the 11th grade. And then World War II came along and everything changed. Well, we went to Willow Run. And I was Rosie the Riveter.
Yeah.
Well, I tried putting the rivets in, but out of work we're putting rivets in those airplanes and building them.
Oh,
And I did the job nobody else wanted. I bucked the rivets. You crawled inside of those big airplane wings and you bucked the rivets.
oh.
You know what that means?
And I-
Well, on the outside, they put the rivets in the holes down the outside to hold the skin on. You know what I mean when I say the skin?
Yeah, the outside of the.
That's the outside
Right.
that the plane is made out of. It's a frame and it's covered with thin aluminum. And that's the skin. Well, you put in a lot of rivets and you got a big old gun it. And somebody's got to be on the other side of those rivets to make the ends go down. And then after a while, I did some of the wiring in them.
Wow.
Well, I would have done it longer, except I got pregnant with your grandma. And I got so, I had morning sickness 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
I was 21 when she was born.
21. And how did your life change after you had her?
Well, then we went back to Traverse City and built a house. And that's when the building started. He was forever building a house.
Oh yeah.
We'd build a house and we'd sell that and move somewhere else and build another house. So I was forever building.
So you were.
We remodeled one house here in Portage and we built a new one here in Portage. Well, we were building a house on the lake and it never did get finished. That house wasn't even halfway done when he died. The house wasn't done, so I just sold it that way. I would love to have lived on the lake. On the opposite end of the lake that Uncle Don lives on.
When did Grandpa build the boat then?
That's when the kids were small, and he didn't like it very well, but it was a very light, it was to carry. And some guys borrowed it. They wanted him to build one. He said, I don't have time. And they borrowed it. And that little lightweight boat, they just threw in the back of their trailer and didn't tie it down. Well, the boat took off down the highway and went end over end. And it must have said that kind of busted it up. Well, they
Yeah.
come back with it, well, we'll pay you to fix it. He says, no, you won't. I told you I didn't have time to build a boat. You just bought one. So he had him pay for it. And this gave him an excuse to build the boat the way he wanted. The next one he built was wider than that and deeper. And that boat was in more lakes and more places. And you care to think about. The thing I wish I had pictures of was his sister's husband, Eddie. Well, Vernon was heavy. Eddie was heavy, and Eddie's brother was even fatter. And the 3 of those big, fat guys went fishing in that little boat. I would love to, they're all weighed over 200 pounds. I would love to have a picture of them when they got in that boat. I always laughed and I said, rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a tub. Then it was 1985 when I met Homer, and we got married and wanted to go full-time in the motorhome. So we lived full-time in a motorhome. Now that's something a lot of people don't do.
Yeah.
It just live in a motorhome. They travel in it, you know, weekends and maybe a month at a time, but you don't live in it year after year.
How did you meet Homer?
You really want to know? This
Yeah.
is funny. This was funny. I had just bought into that campground because I wanted to travel. I was going to get a motorhome, small motorhome, and travel by myself. And I thought, well, if a girl is going to travel, and they had these campgrounds that you could buy into, and nobody could use them if you didn't buy into it. So I thought, for a girl to travel, that would be a lot safer than just the state parks. Anybody can come into them.
Right.
And there won't be in these kind of parks. So, oh, I had promised Uncle Ray that we'd take a cruise to Alaska. So on my way up there, he was north of there, I stopped at this campground. And I had a van, it was really a delivery van, it wasn't a van like you use. And I had a bed in it, and I had made it up like a small camper. Of course, there's no bathroom in it, but
Yeah.
you find a campsite close to the bathroom.
Right.
So I pulled into this campground that I had bought into, and I got myself something to eat, and I thought, well, I'll go out and see what the campground looks like. By that time, it's getting dark. And I walked around there, and there's a hedge there, and then I come around there. There's a campfire going, people sitting around, but there's a picnic table with a beautiful big cat on it. I had to stop and pet that cat. Just like you guys, you gotta stop and pet the cat.
Oh, always.
So I did. So I went over to pet the cat, and the lady comes over, she says, why don't you come and join us? I said, well, that sounds nice. She said, well, where's your husband? I said, I don't have one. Well, he doesn't have a wife either. This is exactly what she said. And so she made sure the chair was right next to me. So I sat down there, and whatever we do for the chit chat for the evening, and when it's time to go home, they said, well, be sure you walk her home. Well, when I went on back to my rig, he was parked straight across the street from me.
Coincidence.
Not down someplace else, but right straight across from me.
That's fate.
So I spent a week there, and he had to show me, this was one of the nicer campgrounds. It'd probably been someone's ranch, beautiful big ranch, because the barns were there for the horses, so they had riding horses there, and they just had a lot of things there, and there was places to walk in the woods and that, and we walked for the places. We did a lot through there. And then when I got ready to go a week later, he decided to go too. He went up, I stopped at my brother's there for a while, and I went on up because we had to get the cruise ship in Canada. I can't think of the port right now, but it's right on the edge there of U.S. and Canada. And you took the cruise up there at the Inland Passage.
Okay.
And he just followed us. He decided he was going to take the cruise with us, and went all the way up there,
What? Sound off.
and followed us all the way back to Uncle Don's. And he spent the summer there. No one said stay or go, or no one asked.
You
He
just-
just did it.
So it's there by default. Okay.
He
That's
just
funny.
kept following me.
It's like a lost puppy.
This was, I said, it wasn't different. And I said, well, when you going, by September, I said, when you going back to California? He said, whenever you go back with me. I'm not going unless you go.
And how long were you guys together?
25 years.
Wow.
After we got back from the cruise, we stopped at the first national park there. Was there, I don't even remember the name of it. And Uncle Ray went in first. He had his Volkswagen camper. Homer had a Volkswagen camper, and I had my van. So it was the three of us going down the highway. And Uncle Ray went in first and said, my sister wants to get a golden age passport. He said, well, you gotta go inside to do that, he told me. So he went in and the guy looked at me and looked at Homer and he says, you're not old enough, but I'll give it to him. Well, he's 3 years too young. And I almost said, no you won't, he ain't old enough. But I thought it embarrassed the guy.
Yeah.
So
That's funny.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I just let it go.
Why wouldn't you have, Grandma? You're a spicy little cracker.
I know. Yes, I probably am.
You are.